Fam, what's good with you? It's your boy 2A in LA, and as always, fam, anything I say in this episode, prior episodes, or future episodes, it's just my personal opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't take it as law. Always do your own homework and come up with your own conclusions. Right about now, fam, I ask you go ahead and tap that like button for your boy. If you're new to the channel, I want to say welcome. Come on in. You can join the congregation by smashing that subscribe button and requesting all post notifications. And if you are an existing supporter of this channel, fam, I appreciate you more than you can possibly imagine. You are the reason this channel is anything. All right, let's get this episode rolling. So look, fam, we are in the final installment of 2A in LA's 2011 University. This episode, fam, is about the top of the mountain, about the elite of the elite. There is no question, fam, that 2011 firearms are arguably the best shooting pistols out there on the market. With all due respect to the Lago Arms, which is very unique and an incredible firing, an incredible shooting gun. And certainly, I have the Alien and they've dropped the new Creator. But, 2011, the 2011 format pretty much has the industry on fire right now. And there are more and more people entering into the market, coming up with some phenomenal pistols. If you haven't seen the first two episodes of this installment where we talked about entry-level guns like the Staccatos of the world, the Bull Armories of the world, the Springfield Armory, and even some of the lower-end guns, go back and check out that episode. Those guns typically ranging somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500, 3,000, somewhere in that ballpark. That's kind of the entry level. Then in the second episode, we talked about kind of the mid-tier guns. And there's a lot of great firearms kind of in that mid-tier area. Staccato makes an appearance with the Staccato XC. You've got the Watchtower Apache and the different editions that are kind of emanating from that, right? You've got the Phoenix Trinity H-TAC and the H-Pro, which are well represented. The Legion Precision Chirac, the Type A EG-11. Certainly, I didn't talk about them in that video, but also Nighthawk. The TRS Comp should be also considered in that kind of mid-tier kind of group that create really quality, where there's a definitive step up from what you're seeing at the lower end to that end. Today, we're talking about the creme de la creme, the top of the mountain. The people who are out there making some of the best firearms on the planet. And so, since we're talking about that, we should probably start off with, in my opinion, one of the best all-around 2011 manufacturers out there, and that's Atlas Gun Works. And I've got a few guns that are kind of representative of the quality that you would come to expect from Atlas. So we'll start off with this bad boy right here. And of course, I'm talking about that Atlas NICS Covert Gold Edition. All right, look, fam. This is pretty much a stock gun except for the additional coating that was done by my guys over at Covert. And then you see I've got the SRO on there and that mod light on there. But look, this is all Atlas. So what separates this gun, which is about a $6,000 gun, maybe a little bit more as you see it here, than the guns that are more mid-tier in that 35 to 5,500 range? It is the fit and finish. It's the quality of the materials. It's the cut and fit. It's the custom fitting. It's the Atlas trigger. Look, fam, if I said it once, I said it a million times. Nobody makes a better trigger than Atlas. This gun is so good that it's not ported or compensated, but it feels like it is. It is just as fast, y'all. It is just, man, it's amazing the engineering that Atlas can do with their guns. And as good as this gun is, of the three Atlases that I own, and arguably the two I have coming, it's probably the least best shooting of the three. Second best, I'd have to put this Atlas Artemis right there. Again, beautifully designed gun. Tolerances are super tight. Top-notch internals. Top-notch everything. Incredible trigger. And here's the thing about Atlas. I talked in the middle when I was talking about kind of the mid-tier guns, I talked about how a lot of these guns have a break-in period. They take time for the slide to loosen up. They take time for some of the external components to loosen up, like the thumb safety and other things. Not Atlas, baby. Not Atlas, not most of these guns at this level. These are master gun makers who have it all figured out. And certainly, yeah, the Atlas Artemis is no exception. Now, I'm going to get into this next one. This next Atlas is the best pistol I have ever shot to date. Now, something could change, something based on what I got coming. Some things might be able to change my mind, but I don't know about that. And of course, I'm talking about the Atlas Erebus. This sucker right here is a beast. It's a straight beast. It has that huge comp and sight block on the front, fam. This gun is so fast. It is so accurate. It is so soft shooting. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, but this is the voodoo that Atlas do. You know, the other gun I didn't mention in my mid-tier area was the Voodoo Priest. That's another one that you guys should be looking at that's in that 35 to kind of 4,500 price range. But yeah, fam, Atlas Gunworks is amazing. The Atlas Erebus is something, if you're up in this range, to me, that is the go-to pistol. It really... You're going to struggle to find a better pistol better than the Atlas Erebus. But we'll try to give you some more alternatives. But that's the creme de la creme in the Atlas lineup. Now, they've got some more pistols, new pistols that just dropped in 2024. So look out for the Atlas EOS, which is supposed to be the world's best concealed carry pistol, and the Atlas Apollo, which is supposed to take the Atlas Athena, which was kind of their best all-around pistol, to another level. And when I say best all-around, I don't mean the best shooting pistol, but kind of the best pistol that checks all the different boxes. The Apollo is supposed to take that to another level. Those two are in order, so be on the lookout for, you know, reviews and unboxings on those coming up later on in the year. So moving on out of Atlas, let's talk about Terran Tactical guns. Of course, your boy has that Terran Tactical Pit Viper, which is just, you know, where I come from, we call that sexy, as well as the Terran Tactical Sand Viper. So yeah, your boy is over here twinning with these two bad boys. Terran Tactical gets a lot of criticism, and in my opinion, a lot of it is unfair. A lot of people criticize not so much that these are amazing shooting guns, because they are. Nobody denies that. What they feel is like, for what you get for the price, the gun should be less. I don't necessarily disagree with that, but I'll offer some counter perspective. Most people feel like for a gun that costs this much, you should have a metal grip. You should have a pin and welded grip safety, like you see here on my Atlas Artemis, right? I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. If I was trying to make this the perfect Terran Tactical gun, yeah, I would have a metal grip. I might upgrade the trigger, although this trigger is phenomenal. And I would pin and weld the grip safety. But other than that, here's what makes Terran's gun special. You can nitpick at these little components that I'm talking about, but they do not affect your shooting experience at all. At all. Terran tunes these guns to the nines. This gun runs, Jack. It runs. It is crazy fast. It is crazy soft shooting. And the same thing goes for the Pit Viper. These two guns are essentially identical. The only real difference is the color of the coating and the fact that the Sand Viper is optic ready and the Pit Viper is not. Now, every review I've ever seen on this gun is positive. The only review that I saw that was not positive was 1911 Syndicate, and I have, nothing but respect for those guys. Their criticism was not that the gun, in specific the Pit Viper, their criticism was not that the gun was a bad shooting gun. They admitted that it was a really good shooting pistol. They didn't like the price for what you got. They didn't like that you're looking at a $7,000 plus price tag for a gun that's not optic ready, but that was designed for the movie, right? And that it doesn't have a metal grip. And I'm not going to dispute that. That's fine. What I would also say is if you're paying a premium because of the popularity of the John Wick franchise and the cachet of the Terran tactical name, the good thing about it is that premium also helps maintain the value of these firearms. So these guns are certainly top tier by price. They are also top tier by the way they shoot. There could be some upgrades, and one might be like, for that kind of money, I don't want to upgrade. I get that 100%. That's your call. But make no mistake about it. These are two phenomenal firearms. And generally speaking, most of Terran guns are phenomenal shooters. All right, fam, let's talk about a couple of other guns, a couple of gun makers that you should be looking at if you're considering buying guns at this level, 6,000 and up, we're going to call it. And so a lot of you guys probably have not heard of Hayes Custom Guns. They've been in the competition market for a long time, manufacturing really high quality 2011s. And they're coming out now. They're starting to come out with some more, again, kind of like what we talked about in the last episode about combat precision, where Chris James historically has made these highly custom guns, but now he wants to do something that's still custom fit, but more on a production level with the M5, where it's a specific gun that he is not mass producing, but producing in larger quantities, right? Where there's less customization, where the gun just comes with all the bells and whistles. Well, Hayes is doing the same thing. And they've got some guns coming out, and your boy has one on the way. Stop playing. Your boy has one on the way. So they have a really beautiful 2011. I'll put up some examples so you can get a sense of what Hayes guns are all about, the fam. I've had the opportunity to shoot Hayes guns. I've had the opportunity to handle them. If you guys watch me on Instagram, you see I've posted a few Instagram stories about Hayes. Man, they make a great firearm. So definitely, if you're thinking about spending $6,000 plus, they're on the lower end of that. There's somebody you should definitely be considering. All right, next up, fam, we're going to be talking about Cabot. Now, Cabot historically has made very beautiful, very ornate, high-end 1911 pistols. But at the end of 2023, and now rolling out in 2024, they have come out with the Cabot Insurrection, which is their entree into the 2011 space. And fam, from everything I've seen, from everything I've heard, this gun is off the charts. Now, the proof will be in the pudding. When they start producing larger quantities of these firearms, we'll see how they shoot. I mean, Cabot reputation precedes them. I imagine they're going to be phenomenal. And if I were in the market to buy 12011 from this upper tier, I would definitely consider Cabot along with Atlas, the Terran Tactical Guns, Hayes, and the like. So definitely, this is one of the ones that I would be considering. All right, fam. Last but certainly not least, you can't talk about really high-end, high-quality, custom-fit firearms without talking about Infinity. Okay? Infinity, whether fact-based or not, by many is considered to be the top of the top. I've shot Infinities. They're all great. So let me just clarify that up. But are they the best of the best? I don't know about that. But they're up there. They're one that should definitely be considered. Historically, Infinity were 100% custom guns. Like, they didn't make an off-the-shelf product. And so it was kind of hard to compare Infinities to someplace like Atlas, which has several off-the-shelf brands, all custom fit, with very high quality, but not necessarily custom to you. But Infinity is kind of shifting out of that model. They're making a bunch of limited run firearms now, and I might have one on the way. So look, if I'm considered now, Infinities used to be like, for a custom gun where you order it, they used to be like 10 grand plus. Maybe you find a used one for less in that $8,000 range or $7,000 range, but crazy expensive. Now they are, with these limited run series they're having, most of these guns are like $7,500 to $9,000. Super expensive, right? At the high end of this range. But definitely, if you're paying, I don't know, if you're paying $6,500 or $7,000 for an or $7,500 for an Atlas Erebus, right? Maybe for another $1,000, you might want to consider getting an Infinity. And so these are the guns at the very high end of the spectrum that I would consider. Atlas has some things that are kind of on that lower end in that $6,000, $6,500 range, although they recently increased their prices. Obviously, Terran Tactical is right at that $7,000 range. And Atlas also has guns that are higher in that range, $7,000, $7,500, and then you got your Infinities that are sitting out there at $7,500, $8,000, $8,500, and I also left out Hayes, which is kind of right at that $6,000 level. So these are guns that you should all be considering if you are looking at the high end. Now, I think a lot of people will ask, because I told you guys that there's a distinctive difference between the mid-level 2011s and the lower end 2011s, that there's a decided difference. Is there a decided difference from the mid-tier to this upper tier? Depends on the gun. I would say it depends on the gun. The quality of Atlas is just hard to top. I would argue Hayes is the same way. Infinity is the same way. Terran Tactical's guns are a different breed. They shoot certainly as good as the guns that we've talked about, but in terms of the machining, quality of material, some of it is phenomenal. Some of it could be better. But they're collector's items and hold their value because of the John Wick franchise and the Taron Butler name behind them. They're kind of an anomaly in this upper tier area. But I would definitely consider them. I would definitely consider them. So it really just depends on the gun. I would say, yes, there's a difference between those mid-level guns and these guns. Do some of those mid-level guns shoot and feel as good as these? Yes. Can some of these really lap like the Atlas Erebus? There's nothing at the mid-level that shoots like this. Absolutely, absolutely nothing. Nothing even comes close to it at that mid level. Even when I've taken my XC and put a metal grip on it and upgraded the trigger and all of that, no, it's not even close. It's not even close. And with the additional cost to do that, you'd probably be at kind of the lower end of this level. I wouldn't even say my XC. It probably it isn't. Isn't better than the Artemis. Maybe it's competitive with my Atlas Nix, maybe. But again, by the time I do what I did to my XC, it's probably close to the price of what a Nix would cost. So look, fam, that's how I see it. If you're looking to spend, you don't have a budget. You just want the best possible 2011 that you can buy. These are the brands that I would be thinking about. All right? That's it for this episode, fam. Until next time, as always, take care of one another and peace.